Hello and welcome to this week's Counter Attack with me, Jamie O'Hara and Jose Enrique. We'll get straight into it. Burning question, Jose. Maurizio Pochettino, Chelsea manager, come the end of the season, yes or no?
Difficult one. I don't know. What do you think?
Um, I think yes. I think it'd be stupid for him to get the sack now. You know, they've got the Carabao Cup final. You know, they obviously had a really good result in the FA Cup against Aston Villa. Best performance I've seen. You know, I thought they was on fire actually. Like first time I've seen a Chelsea side play some decent football, moving the ball quick, playing together, playing on the front foot. So there is a team there. And what's the point in sacking him? The Premier League season's gone. You know, they're going to finish 10th in the table. You know, they understand that, but they might win two trophies. So there'd be no point in sacking him when you've got a young group of players. I think it's the youngest squad of players in the Premier League, and you've got a manager who's got to give them time to get better. You know, Arteta's been allowed time at Arsenal to, improve a young squad of players. So I think
Yeah.
you have to give Pochettino the opportunity to have at least, 18 months at the helm before you start thinking about sacking him. But, because you're going to get inconsistent results. Jose, you know that. Young players, all, in a dressing room, they're not going to play well week in, week out. That's just part and parcel of being young players. But that's the road they've gone down.
Yeah, and I think as well it will be good for the players to see that the club start to be a little bit more stable. That even if everything is not going well, like you said with Mikel Arteta, Arsenal did, keep the manager and say, okay, he's the boss, and it's not like if we don't perform, they're gonna bring someone else. But it's true that probably we'll be talking different if the result last night was like they lost like 3-0 against Aston Villa,
Yeah, of course.
that that's how football is. But obviously seeing them performing like you said last night, it gives you hope for them. Obviously
Yeah.
I don't really care about how Chelsea finish, this season or the next one. But it's true that you can see a lot of improvement last night. So if they are able to keep it up, he will probably keep his job. If they start coming back up and down, well, look, Tenak is doing that, Arteta did that, and at the end they are keeping their job. So why Pochettino cannot? So I'm with
Mm.
you. I think he will keep his job.
Yeah. Jose, I don't know how you feel. I don't know if you watched the game, but like for me, it was almost annoying to watch a Chelsea team play that well because I'm sat there thinking, well, hold on a minute, where's this team been for the whole season? Like it's not like a different set of players have started playing. It's the same, pretty much the same side. That he's he changed, tweaked a few little tactical decisions. But what I watched last night was a team that could challenge for a top four place in the Premier League. Like proper football match, on the front foot, going after it, moving the ball quickly, making things happen, organising defence. When they give the ball away, they're going after it together. I'm sat there thinking, this ain't the team I watched against Wolves at the weekend. This one of the worst perform. They went from the worst performance to the best performance.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I know we have young players, Jose, and you can have inconsistent performances, but really? I was like, come on,
Yeah,
lads.
I
You
don't
got
know
to do
if
this every week.
yeah, but like if you want to be a big club like Chelsea is been for obviously since Abramovich in the past took over, obviously now the new owners. I think it's like you just talk, and the main word is consistency. They can do this. That's the problem with them now. They can do this kind of performance. Let's see in the next one or two performances if they are able to keep it up, this kind of performance. But we always talk about, at the end they spend 1 billion, but the talent of the players is there. That's the
Yeah.
truth. You can see the young players, Modric, like Enzo, Caicedo, all these kind of players. That you can see the potential is to be world class players. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the potential of the players. Now they will be able to achieve it. Time will tell, but it's true that they are capable of playing like this because the quality is there. Now let's see if they are able to be consistent.
Jose, moving on to true or false, what do we think about the following? Ivan Toney will be at Arsenal in the summer.
I'm not sure if it's true or false, but it could be true. It could be true. I think
Yeah, I
Arsenal,
think so.
obviously, I think it could be, but then Chelsea could jump into it. Maybe Manchester United as well. Obviously, Liverpool is sorted in that position. Yeah, but it could be true. It could be true. Arsenal could sign him off. It's 1 year left as well, so he's in a very strong position contract-wise, to let Brentford. Obviously, the fee will be big because he's an English player, even if he has 1 year left. and he's a striker. But I think the fee will be, for a striker, it will be good, for these kind of clubs. I think it could be true. I'm not sure if it will
Yeah,
be Arsenal, Chelsea, United, but I think one of these clubs is gonna jump in for him.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I think he's a good player. I think it'd be interesting to see how he plays at a big football club like an Arsenal or a Chelsea. But I think Arsenal. I think they need a striker. I think he fits into their criteria. I think that move will probably happen. Be interesting to see what he does. Roy Hodgson will be the next Premier League manager to leave. God, poor Roy. I'm going to say yes, true.
I think
Like I
true
just
as
can't,
well.
like I can't see another manager like with Pochettino's not going to be that guy. They're just not going to sack him. He's pointless. He's doing well in the cups. I don't look at another manager. Vincent Company, like, is there any point in getting rid of him? He was brilliant in the Championship. They go down, they'll probably get them back up. I look at it and just go, Roy Hodgson is a great guy. He's had a great career, but come on now, you can't have these sets of players. You can't have Elise and Eze and this. I know they pick up injuries, but you can't have just a boring football 24/7. Crystal Palace fans are just switching off. They can't be bothered to even watch the team play. I think he'll go.
Yeah, and they will want to see a manager for the well. Obviously, a manager is never a long term, but they will want to see someone that they can see a project with. With Hodgson, they know what it is. And like you say, it's the kind of boring football. Like, and the fans already know, and they are tired of it. So I think it's the time for them to sign someone. Look at Bournemouth. Iraola was in one point actually, I believe he was going to get the sack, and look, they are doing really well now. So. Is that kind of? I think, yeah, I think true. I think he's gonna get the sack because, like you said, the other one was Pochettino, but I don't think it's gonna happen with him.
Kieran Trippier should start as right back for England at the Euros.
Oof, it could
No,
be.
false.
It will
No
be.
way.
It will be Trent. It's gonna be Trent.
What?
With
No, it's not. No, it's not going to be Trent.
well, it's Walker. Fucking, I forgot about him. It's gonna be Walker. Yeah, it's gonna be Walker.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Carl Walker.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
Trent.
Trippier deserved it as well, to be honest. But it's true that Walker is the best one.
Yeah.
In my opinion, is the best one. He
Kieran
gives you
Trippier,
both.
he's been a bang average. He's been average really this season. Like, there's been talk about him, like actually leaving, Newcastle, and like what a career he's had. But he hasn't been like unbelievable this season where you're like he's got to play. The only player that deserves to start week in week out for England is Carl Walker. He never makes any mistakes. He's
So,
rapid. He's the
so for
best right.
you,
For me, Carl Walker's the best right back the Premier League's ever had.
I'm not sure if
Name a
ever, but
better
definitely
name a
it's up
better
there.
name a better right back than Carl Walker in the Premier League.
It's true in terms of, for example, you look at Trent, and yeah, offensively it's better than him, but overall, if I was a manager, I would have Walker. I would have
Yeah.
Walker because I know he can give me, well, the Walker for the last few years, because I know when he was younger, obviously he had that kind of thing, but he struggled a little bit. I know at Tottenham he did well as well, but it's true that when he went to Manchester City, he started to perform like no one else really.
Yeah.
And what do you think with Trent then? What do you think is gonna happen with him? Is no gonna play at
Trent.
all? Yeah, because to
I,
leave
I
Trent
think it,
out
I think he'll
is
go. I think Trent will go as just a backup, maybe as a backup midfielder, backup right back. I don't think he'll feature a lot with Gareth Southgate. I don't think he trusts him. The defensive nature that Gareth Southgate is as a manager, I just don't think he trusts Trent defensively to do a job. I like him. Look, I love Trent. I think he's been brilliant. I think he's world
yeah.
class. But I just don't think he suits when you've got Trippier and you've got Carl Walker. I just think he'll go with a safe bet. He won't put Trent in there. I'd play him
Yeah, and
centre mid. Give him a
yeah,
chance to centre because Calvin Phillips. Is he going to be fit enough? Is he going to be good enough? He's not even playing really for West Ham. He's gone there, so
nah, if you're
I'd
gonna
play. I'd
play,
play him centre mid, but I
yeah,
just don't
if you're
think
gonna
Gareth Southgate would do that.
I think he can do it as a number six. I think he really can do it. But I actually see, like you said, I don't think Southgate, and it's proof in the past when he actually didn't even name him in the squad. Like
Yeah.
it's not his kind of right back. It's not for whatever is the reason. I love Trent. I think he's world class as well. But I think he's not the kind of player for
Mm.
him, and he see him more as a in the middle maybe. Because he's done it. in the last few games. So like you say, I think it will be Walker. I think Walker is one beast for a winger. I think it's a nightmare. I think it's a nightmare player.
Yeah. Alejandro Garnacho is Manchester United's most exciting youth player since Wayne Rooney.
Obviously, I love Garnacho. I'm not sure in consistency wise in the future. Obviously, now we can talk about it now, but in the future, if he's gonna have the head just in football, because I don't know, but I heard some things. But in terms of talent and ability, he's playing more in the right now, and he's even performing on the right. Even if I believe the left is the best side for him, you
Yeah.
know. But talented wise, is unbelievable. I think for a fullback, as a former fullback, I can tell you that he will be a player that you don't want to face. That's the
Yeah.
kind of
I think
annoying
he's
player
good.
that he is.
I still feel like Rashford for me is the player who, when he burst onto the scene at Man United, everyone was like, "Oh my God, what have we got here?" Do you know what I mean? And maybe you expected a bit more, but he's been part of a bad era at Manchester United. If Rashford come through with the era when there was, like Scholes and Giggs and Rooney and Tevez, if Rashford come through in that era, he'd be one of the best players in the world because he'd be
Yeah,
playing in
but
such a
still,
good team.
yeah,
But
but still,
I
when
don't look. But he's in a crap team. He's been playing in a crap team for ages.
yeah, but now Garnacho is not playing a great team either, and he's going above everyone. He's the best player at the moment in the team. That's the truth, and he's a young kid. I think Rashford, like you say, the expectations when I saw him, I remember perfectly when I saw him, going to the first team, it was like, wow, this kid is gonna be something different. But then it's true that the expectations obviously has been good, but no, I actually believe he was going to be a world class player. I actually thought that when I saw him, at the start of his career.
Well, he is a world class player.
He's not a world class player, that's for. Come on, Jamie. No, world class. So, world class. Let me name you world class players. Okay?
Go
Haaland,
on.
Bellingham, uh, this is world class players. So, Rashford is at that level.
No, I don't. I'm not saying he's. I mean, I think he can be at that level. Not Haaland, but he can be
He
England's
can be
best
at that
player.
level. He's,
He
he's
can be
26,
England's best. He
27.
can be England's best player. He can be Man United's best player.
He's
If
not.
he's at it, he's
But,
a world class. He's a world class player.
I, but he's not.
Any
He's,
team, if he become available for transfer, any team in the world would buy him.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, come on,
I think
mate.
a top team will buy him. I don't think he will have all the like a world class
He
player
could go
will
to.
have.
He could go to. For me, Marcus Rashford could go to any team in the world. They'd sign him if the money was right, and it was 150 million.
Real Madrid, 80 million
Yeah,
even. He goes to Real
yeah.
Madrid and
He
plays.
could. He could play for Real Madrid.
He plays, start for
He,
Real Madrid.
well, he might not start. I mean, they've
As
got
a world
Vinicius
class player.
Junior.
Yeah,
They've
but
got
a world class
Vinicius
player he
Junior.
start. Yeah,
So
but a
yeah,
world
if you
class
play
player he
Vinicius
start.
Junior on the right and you play Marcus Rashford on the
So he
left,
play.
yeah, he
Oh,
would.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna put you another example. That obviously is not gonna happen. He can play for City before Doku. Before Grealish, I think he can. But before Doku,
yeah, but he rotates the team all the time. Doku don't play every week.
yeah, I don't. But yeah, but a world class players is always you need to look world class players. Let's take another name, Rodri, in another position. It's nothing to do with that. He's at that level.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think he is. For
obviously, yeah.
me,
Who?
Rashford is at the
Rashford.
level of Rodri in his position.
No, but
Rashford,
Rodri's
obviously,
playing for Manchester City, Jose. He's playing for Manchester
it
City.
doesn't matter. I see him for Atletico Madrid. I see him for Villarreal. I see him obviously his whole career. And
I
you
think,
could
I
see,
think, I think when Marcus Rashford's at his best, when he's playing and he's happy and he's a world class player. Jose, we're 2/3 of the way through the season. We're going to do a final league position. I've got three teams in front of me: Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City. Where are you putting them?
if I'm 100% honest, that obviously I need to be, I think it's going to be Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal. I think it's going to
Mm.
be like that. Even if I hope I'm really wrong, but I think, I'm not sure what you think, but I think it's going to be like that. I think Manchester City are too strong. It's too strong. It's without Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne, and they're still there. And now they have them back. Forget about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I know. And Foden all of a sudden looks like he just wants to bang in goals every week as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought Liverpool would have. I just don't know with the whole Klopp leaving. I just thought maybe it was their
I would
year,
love
and
that.
but then that defeat against Arsenal, just like I was like, yeah, maybe they're just not quite that. They're just not Manchester City. I think it's going to go close. I agree with you probably now. I'll go Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal. I don't know. I just feel like Arsenal have got a stinker in them away from home that they'll
Yeah,
lose. Do you know what I mean? Some big games coming up. So I'd go with that. Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal.
yeah, I agree.
I've got another three here. Brighton, Newcastle, Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea are going to finish
Actually,
10th. Chelsea are going to finish 10th. We know
yeah,
that.
but
I mean,
I
that's just
think,
the banger.
yeah, but I don't know. Newcastle is being really, really poor as well. Brighton is being up and down sometimes. Actually, I really hope it was Newcastle and then the other two, but I actually believe it's gonna be Brighton, Chelsea, Newcastle.
You think Newcastle are going to finish below Chelsea?
I think so. I think it's Chelsea are
Nah,
able. I
nah,
just seen the
nah,
table before,
nah.
and I see the points difference. I'm not sure if it is three or not much. It's not much difference with how Chelsea, how poor they've been. Imagine if they are able to pick just a little bit of form. I hope I'm wrong again. But I think Newcastle they are not in a good point now with too many injuries, no strong enough squad. I think.
Mm.
What do you think? What is
No,
your
look, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I just feel like Chelsea are a cup team. I feel like they've just given up on the Premier League. They can't do anything in it. They don't even want. Chelsea don't want the Europa Conference League. They're not asked. If they want Champions League football, they haven't going to get it this year. But they might get into the Europa League by winning the Carabao Cup. So, for me, they look at it and go, I don't think the same mentality's there. What I've seen in performances in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, I just don't feel like them performances are there in the Premier League. I think Newcastle will still find a way with Eddie Howe to get some results. It's been a disappointing season for them, because of the injuries that they've had. Anthony Gordon, I think, is injured now as well. So yeah, look, it's a tough one for them. I think Brighton are obviously going to finish the highest out of the three. I think Newcastle will finish above Chelsea.
I hope you're right, but I think it's just Chelsea how poor they've been, and they are not far away from Newcastle. That's the truth. They are not far away at all. If they are able to play half as good as they played yesterday, just half, 50% of that, with all the injuries that Newcastle have, and obviously that you just mentioned Anthony Gordon, that I think he was being an important player for them. I think it's not gonna happen. Newcastle, I think it's gonna be a tough year for them.
Jose, let's go into a bit of fixture focus then. Games at the weekend: West Ham v Arsenal. West Ham maybe gone off the boil a little bit. They've brought in Calvin Phillips, but maybe needs time to settle. I feel Arsenal are going to go after them in this game. I can only see an Arsenal win.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's gonna be Arsenal winning. Listen, it's Premier
They
League.
have struggled at West Ham, though.
Yeah, yeah, no. Listen, and it's Premier League. Anyone can beat anybody. That's the truth, and it's away from home for Arsenal. But I don't know. I think West Ham, as you say, they've been struggling. They are a little bit still up there though. They are not still. They are still in good position. If they finish in that position, I think it's a
Yeah,
good season for West Ham.
great
That's the
season.
truth. Great season, but I think it's just Arsenal. They just are now beating Liverpool as well. They're just gonna try to give it a big push. They're
Yeah,
gonna go for it.
yeah, I agree. I just can't see anything other than a West Ham struggling in that game. Aston Villa, Manchester United, massive game this actually because Villa. Well, they've been a bit ropey as well recent weeks. They lost to Chelsea. That was a poor performance from them. I don't think the fans saw that coming. And Manchester United, all of a sudden, they can look like they can get some decent results. So they might
Yeah,
try and
but
if they win this game, Manchester United, they're back in the top four race.
yeah, it's true. It's true. I think they're gonna make it. I don't think so. I'm not sure what you think, but I think it's gonna be between Aston Villa and Tottenham, and I think Tottenham will get there. I think Tottenham in January transfer window they just got the last pieces they needed for this season. Obviously, next year they will improve even more the team. Son will be back soon as well. From
Yeah,
from the cup. Or he's back already. I'm not sure. I think he's back already.
yeah, he's back.
Uh,
Yeah,
so obviously, I think Tottenham is gonna finish fourth. I think Manchester United then maybe react a little bit. Maybe they are close to, but I don't think they will be able to reach. I'm not sure what you think.
I mean, look, can you ever write off Manchester United? I mean, at the end of the day, it's hard to write them off. I agree with what you're saying. Tottenham, I think, have probably been a better side, but we throw away results as well, mate. Look at the Everton game, throwing away, a game where we should have won, and Aston Villa can throw away a result as well. And you just maybe you look at Villa's side and you go, have they peaked? They had an unbelievable first half of the season. Have they peaked? Are they going to fall away? I don't think you can write off Manchester United. They've got the players. Bruno Fernandes, Højlund, all of a sudden start scoring goals. You've got top players in that side. If they turn up on any given day, Garnacho, Rashford, all of a sudden you think, well, hold on a minute, Manchester United have still, still got a really good team. So, you know what? I'm going to back Manchester United. I think they're going to win.
For me,
I think they're going to beat Villa.
I think it's for me more, and I will not have said this during the season, the first half of the season, but it's a 50-50. I think it's a 50-50 for the first time for United. If it was Aston Villa Manchester United 3 months ago, no chance for United, in my opinion. But now they actually believe it could go either way. Because obviously I want Manchester United to lose. I'm going to go with Aston Villa.
Jose, let's just finish with some match predictions then. Win, lose or draw. Man City v Everton. I think we're going to both comfortably say a Man City win.
Agreed.
Yeah. Wolves v Brentford. Oh, big game. I'm going to go Wolves win.
I think I agree with you. I think it's going to be Wolves.
Fulham v Bournemouth. I'm going to go draw.
We actually agreed, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think a draw as well.
Yeah. Tottenham v Brighton. Oh, it's a good game. Brighton inconsistent. I'm going to go Tottenham. I've got to back the boys.
Yeah, you have to back your boys. But I think I'm going to go, just for a change a bit, I'm going to go for a draw.
All right. Luton v Sheffield United. I'm going to go Luton win.
I think Luton is doing quite okay the last 2 games.
Decent, mate. Liverpool Burnley. I mean, this is a banker. Liverpool win.
Yeah, Liverpool win.
Nottingham Forest v Newcastle. Draw, I'm going to go.
I have to back up Newcastle, but I actually believe more in your result. But I think I'm going to go for Newcastle win.
All right. West Ham v Arsenal. I'm going to go Arsenal win.
Arsenal win, yeah.
Aston Villa Man United. I'm going to go Man United win.
I'm going to go Aston Villa.
Crystal Palace v Chelsea. I'm going to go Chelsea win.
I'm going to go Chelsea win as well.
Yeah, big games. That's it from us this week. Thanks for watching with me and Jose on the Counter Attack. We'll see you next week.